How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now, the full schedule and fixture list for Rugby's greatest rivalry tour has been announced, and it's fantastic. I am a huge fan of the Rugby Championship, so I am kind of upset that the Rugby Championship is going to be taking a back seat to this more touring system for the next couple of years. But I cannot help but get excited about the likes of the All Blacks coming to South Africa and testing their mettle up against the best team in the world. So I want to break down the schedule list. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are, so please drop it in the comment section below. Like and subscribe. Let's get into it. So I don't think there is a person on planet Earth, whether you're from New Zealand, whether you're from South Africa, whether just anywhere around the world, you want to be seeing South Africa versus New Zealand. It just is. It is what it is. Whenever there is the likes of the All Blacks versus the Springboks, it's headline rugby, and you know you're in for a show. So having the All Blacks come to South Africa, come down to our turf, our home soil, and test their mettle up against us is going to be amazing. They are going to be starting the tour off playing up against our club level side. So they're going to be starting on the 7th of August up against the Stormers, the 11th of August, the Sharks, the 15th of August, the Bulls, and then on the 25th of August, they will be playing the Lions. So definitely big games there. The big ones that I'm really looking forward to is, the Stormers, the Bulls, the Sharks. The Lions do kind of take a back seat, but you know, each of these sides are so heavily packed. But this has to be taken with a pinch of salt, because a lot of these teams are built around a very big Springbok essence, right? It's that backbone where a lot of the Springboks will ultimately be training with the internationals in preparation for the All Blacks. So we would see a weakened Stormers, Sharks, Bulls, and Lions. So how it would play out, thankfully, we do have a lot of depth, but the Sharks will definitely be hit because a vast majority of their players are Springboks, the likes of the Stormers as well, and the Bulls. They have a lot of huge talent that are Springboks. So however much Rassie is going to end up using, we will see just how weakened of sides our clubs are. Now, I'm not under any illusions. I'm not expecting any amazing wins coming from the clubs, although I'd love to see it. This is going to be up against a very strong All Black side, up against a weakened club side that are in preparation for the internationals. It's just going to be amazing to see. I wish I was living in South Africa in 2026. It would make absolutely amazing rugby. The essence, the feel, the life that it will bring to the nation is just going to be absolutely amazing. So that is definitely going to be one to watch out for. But my big draw, my big question here is, why would you have 4 tests? Why put 4 tests up against the Springboks? 3, I can understand. 5, I can understand. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, you get a clear winner. Whether it's 2-1, well, it's going to be a 2-1. You know that once you finish your tour, you are either going to be leaving a winner or a loser. It is what it is. It's sport. You get winners, you get losers. Why would you have 4? Because now what happens in the event that it finishes 2-2? How is it going to finish? Or what, is the winner going to be crowned whoever gets the most points? Or is it just going to be, oh no, everybody gets a win, everybody's a medal winner, oh, participation medals? No, it shouldn't be like that. Why are there 4? Make it, if you want more rugby, make it 5. Personally, I prefer 3, right? That way you still get the most out of everything without watering it down. Right? I'm very much a kind of person, too much of anything is bad. So if you put too much exposure up for the Springboks and the All Blacks, and they play each other too much, it loses that, that feel when they play, because there's always that great deal of excitement. But if they're just playing and playing and playing, it's like, oh my God, okay, they're playing again. It loses that, it loses that presence, that essence. And that's something I would hate to happen, because the matches between the Springboks and the All Blacks are some of the most fantastic games in rugby in general. So why are there 4? Why are there 4? I'd love to hear what your thoughts are in relation to this. And why do you think there are 4? It makes no sense to me, unless everybody's going to be getting a participation medal, which that's something I don't agree with either. Maybe it's just me being South African, but we like to win. you don't like losing, get better. Find a way to win. So, yeah, it confuses me why there are 4 games. They are going to be playing on the 22nd of August, 29th of August, 5th of September, and then the 12th of September. So we get the first time we are going to end up seeing the All Blacks versus the Springboks is going to be at Ellis Park. Hopefully we will have a much better a much better record of Ellis Park, or a much better outing and performance than when we hosted Australia. That definitely will come in handy. But otherwise, Ellis Park on the 29th of August, DHL Stadium, 5th of September, FNB, and then on the 12th of September, still to be announced. So we also going to be waiting on information in relation to that. So it's going to be an amazing tour. It's definitely something that a lot of people have been expecting and hoping for. I wish that we could have seen this just without the likes of the Rugby Championship having to take a back seat. I think even Rassie agrees that it should be moved to around February. If it's moved to around February, it can still work with the schedule and make life a lot easier for everybody. But it is what it is. We aren't going to be seeing proper schedules for a little while. So I can't help but be excited, because we are going to be seeing South Africa host New Zealand, and we are going to see some amazing rugby. We are going to be seeing some serious talent, and I'd love to see how talent like Fabian Holland, how talent like Simon Parker, how these youngsters will develop under the pressure of South Africa, because they are amazing. They really, really are amazing. And then see what happens when the likes of Ardie Savea comes to South Africa, the likes of Reiko Ioane, the likes of, Bowden Barrett, Geordie Barrett, so that there's so much talent. Hopefully Cam Roigard. If Cam Roigard gets injured before the tour, I will be so upset. I will be so upset. I want to see nothing more than have Cam Roigard play for the All Blacks up against the Springboks. We want to be seeing the best side possible, so that there's no excuses when South Africa ultimately beat the All Blacks. I am going to be waiting on a couple comments relating to what I just said. But this is fantastic. This is going to be absolutely fantastic. We're going to be seeing 1 versus 2. And how are we going to find out a winner? I don't know. Unless everybody gets participation medals. But yeah, guys, drop your thoughts in the comment section below. I'd love to hear what you guys think about this. And I'll catch you guys later. Bye.